Hey there, thanks for joining us at the Rabbit Hole of Research, where you'll learn a few facts that you can impress your friends with at a party.
Hey, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole of Research down here in the basement studio. I am feeling quite lonely here in a basement studio. It's just me, Joe, down here.
Oh, well, hey, Joe, you got Nick.
We got Nick.
And I'm all alone in my office, too, if that makes you feel any better.
Hi, I'm here too.
Who's that?
You know who I am.
I don't know. We got Georgia.
Doesn't introduce herself.
I know. Yeah. It's like she's off at the ALA conference.
I need no introductions. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. All right, Tara.
That stays in, thank you.
I know. That was like Tara, right? She did the same thing. Like, oh, you guys know who I am.
And then didn't tell me.
But yeah, Georgia, you're at the ALA. You want to talk a little bit about that? What you're doing there?
Yeah, the American Library Association conference here in Chicago. So not too far away, but because I have a nice friend that let me stay and they live within like a 10-minute walk of the conference center. So that's been nice.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So I'm missing the basement studio right now.
Missing the basement studio, but we're here.
Oh, I was going to say, it's been really cool. Like, it's just been this amazing experience. And I was, just before we started recording, like I said, it's kind of cool that one of our guests was one of the authors at the ALA conference. So, Grace, one of our soon-to-come guests.
That's right. Yeah, will be part of our horror series, and I think it's before October. So be in there. We got a few fun episodes. Yeah. So yeah. No, Grace was a good guest. So excellent. All right. So yeah, last week we talked about lab safety and our kickoff to the Spider-Man villain series. So part 1.
Ooh, yeah.
It was a fun episode. We learned all about how to be safe in a laboratory and not lick rocks. So,
or how not to be safe.
No, it's how to lick rocks. You don't tell people to kick rocks anymore.
You don't.
You tell them to lick some rocks.
You don't lick the rocks. But yeah, it was a fun.
You gotta be a little risky, sometimes.
It was a fun episode. We will be 2 more, one on chimeras and one about Spider-Man himself and how the villains have influenced him. So, yeah. It should be neat. But yeah. Any thoughts on that episode?
Wait. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. And Tara's always a fun guest to come back to. Yeah. What about you, Georgia?
No, I enjoyed it. But I do have to be honest, I've been at this conference and stuff. I haven't been checking on any of the comments or anything.
Yep.
Can't believe you.
I know.
Alex says yay me for licking rocks.
He's encouraging you to lick rocks.
Yeah, because rocks are cool looking. And if you lick the sand, it's like licking like hundreds of rocks at the same time.
Oh, boy.
Ooh,
let's not
that sounds horrible.
Yeah, it does. That sounds like not a fun time.
You were at the beach today. Did you look for some more?
Always. It just gets in your mouth sometimes. Wow. You're just like...
Yeah.
All right. That's enough licking stuff. Don't do it.
Never stop licking.
Did get something from a past guest. It wasn't the lab safety. It was from the Nazca lines. Lorena, she sent me an article about the Peru geoglyphs and how there was a total destruction of the triple spiral pre-Hispanic geoglyph. The figure is more than 1,000 years old, linked to water worship, and it was located within a protected archaeological zone in the north of the country. But unfortunately, it was destroyed. So kind of sad.
So horrible.
Man, that's awful.
Yeah.
I mean, here it's been there for that many years, and then,
humans come by and they're like, oh, you know what?
Yep.
Well, let's just get rid of this.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Yep. And it was protected, right? But it was just a bunch of illegal occupants that had built makeshift structures in the zone. And then, we accidentally didn't know, but now it's like, we can put some pipelines in, right? So it's kind of, since it's gone now. Oh, since it's gone,
that seems suspicious.
But yeah. So they're investigating that, and was it all a big ruse? But yeah, unfortunate, very sad. So
Yeah,
it was kind
I hate
of
when corporations do stuff like that. It's just so shady.
always nice to hear from previous guests on episodes, but then it's like, oh,
And you don't want to hear something like
Right.
that. You know?
We only want good things.
that's right.
That's right.
We'll take the other things, but it's nice to
Goodness.
stay aware and stay curious, right? This type of thing came up, and now I knew about the Nazca lines and knew about the geoglyphs. So I was, when you see something like this, it makes you think about it. Whereas before, I might have just overlooked this article, or if someone sent it, but yeah, okay,
Yeah, right.
cool. Anything else? You guys want to go on to the science holes?
I messed up. I didn't read anything this week. It's been a busy week for
boy.
me, guys.
Well,
I was very, very much in planning stages with things.
I know Georgia's been at the conference, so I do have 3 things maybe we could talk about. And 2 might be, well, one's probably related to the episode. It was people using new and unpredictable synthetic drugs to experiment on themselves in hopes of becoming free of addiction. So there was a story, it was in the New York Times, about a woman who's been struggling with addiction and heard about this drug called SR-17018. And it was on Reddit. People were talking about it. It was synthesized in China and then sold online without any approvals or shown to be safe or potential side effects or dosages. So you just kind of get these compounds.
What's going on?
Yeah, right. That's the thing about it. But you have people on Reddit who were saying, oh, there was a 2019 study and it suggested it could free drug addicted mice of their dependence on the drug. And so you have this woman, which goes by the name Bex in the article, kind of a chemistry hobbyist, a former biology major, and desperation.
Oh my God.
And so she was writing a lot of stuff in her journal and talking about statistics, like 80,000 people died from drug overdoses in the United States in 2024. More than Americans died in the Vietnam War. So she was just really concerned that she was going to wind up dying from her addiction. And she was addicted to opioids. So she had an accident, and so that kind of triggered her addiction. But, she struggled with that even in high school, college. But this really was the thing. So she kept this diary, and she got the drug, call it SR instead of SR-17018, but I'll refer to it as SR as they did in the article. And so she took it a dose, measured it out, and then she felt really good. Day 1, day 2, she didn't have any of the typical withdrawal symptoms. And so she just kind of thought this was working. And then she kind of kept recording. And then like day 9-ish, day 8 or 9, she kind of started having anxiety and high blood pressure. So she decided to skip a dose because she didn't have medical insurance and didn't want to go to the hospital being uninsured. And then day 10, she completely relapsed. And then
How many days?
It was about 10 days.
Okay.
And then after that, she kind of just was spiraling, and she would take the drug and that would ease the withdrawal symptoms. And then she would just go on these benders, not only the opiates, but heroin, cocaine. And she kind of did this for several months until she finally went to rehab. And then through rehab, she finished the whole process. And then about a year later, now she's relatively sober. She found a partner, fell in love, moved to Europe, I think. And so she says that a lot of this, her lifestyle changed. So she only does drugs maybe 5 times over this last bit of time. So that's why I said relatively sober. But she changed her environment, changed her diet, and like she said, had a lot of luck that she's still there. And then in the article, the interviewer asked if she thinks SR helped. And she said, yeah, she thinks it did help her go through the rehab process. So really fascinating. And
I mean, that's also really good to see someone make it out of there and
yeah.
being successful.
But I don't know if taking this SR was the right thing, right? Because it really didn't help her. She
I
really,
really don't think you should ever take something that you're like. I don't really get how you think taking a drug is going to help. I mean, I know that there are drugs that help you
with withdrawal symptoms. Yep.
Yeah, and giving up other drugs. But just the thought of taking this totally unknown drug to stop addiction.
There was a paper in 2019 on mice that it said it helped them with their withdrawal symptoms. So that's the only study you have
that's not enough.
Right. It has potential, right? And this is the thing we talked about in the episode, that a lot of the villains, they go from it kind of works to let's do it. Like there's no testing, or they don't wait for that. They kind of are desperate. I mean, she's desperate. And, I'm going to die if I don't do something. And then you read, oh, here's some examples. People are trying it. It seems to work. They have success stories. I think you never think that probably you only see success stories because maybe the non-successful stories, they might have died or not journaled it. So that's the problem. Without a peer review study, you don't really know what the failures were and things like that. So, but it's a growing problem that they're now seeing, that you're having these science to street pipeline for novel drugs.
Reddit should not be your source of info on that.
And he's like these Chinese labs are scouring science papers for these new discoveries and then pushing them out and building the hype.
Very cool.
Well, the other thing we had touched on, I think in the last mini, losing track of which mini we talked about.
We have a lot of minis.
They're starting to build up, but it's nice that they're building because this shows. But we were talking about sequencing and finding differences. I think, Georgia, we touched a little bit on forensics. Like, how do they tell between two people? And I said, there's a lot of DNA that we have that don't really code for working proteins. So proteins that we need all the time. And so those areas can have mutations and they mutate faster. So that at 0.01% difference between us humans, something like 3 million base pairs, it's usually in those areas. And so that's what they sequence and look in these unique areas. And they usually call that junk DNA because it doesn't play a role potentially. And so there was this paper just came out where they're starting to classify these junk, quote unquote, junk genes. And so there are about 20,000 genes that have been considered essential. But these thousands of unclassified and ignored junk DNA and dark proteins with unknown but potentially important roles in cells are being reclassified and studied. Like, we don't know what they do. We kind of consider them junk because they don't seem to do anything in major processes. And so in a lot of these genes that encode have been excluded from databases. So these tend to be very short in amino acid length. They lack evolutionary relatives in other organisms, which is probably why they've been omitted. And so now they're making an effort to include these thousands of molecules encoded by the human genome, and they gave it the name peptidins, and start including them in the major gene and protein databases as something that might have a role in biology. So it's like not, you have these things, and we were just talking about these kind of areas in that people don't study or look at because...
I mean, and then that feels like pretty presumptuous to, I don't know, is that the right word? To say, oh, these are junk. Like, just because you don't really know what they do, you're just assuming that they don't do anything.
Yeah.
And that everyone else follows them with that logic.
Some of the junk DNA, too, is non-coding. So I don't want to say all the junk DNA is going to be in these peptides, but they're kind of picking out the stuff that potentially could code for protein and going, oh, hey, this thing might be important. Maybe someone should look at that. But yeah, that's how it starts. You rethink about these things. But that's... Science isn't complete. The study also shows that, where we have a good idea of how we think things work, but we're still learning how these systems, including us, our cells, work and go together and make us who we are and what we are. So I think that's fascinating because I think a lot of people think science is done. Like you go to school, you learn a textbook, pop, and then, okay, that's it. But,
Right.
Wait, there's more after that?
there's more after that, a lot more.
What? I'm shook.
So yeah, it's really cool. It's kind of cool seeing studies like that and thinking about the implications. So. Yeah, and then the last one I had, which was pretty interesting, and we've touched on in that episode, but there was a trial to de-age cells. And so the first person is a company called Life Biosciences in Boston. They got approval to treat their first participant. And the goal, the idea, de-aging cells, maybe I need to think maybe an episode might come out of this.
Nope.
But you want to take a cell and coax it back to make it seem like a younger cell. And so can you
respond as one as well, or would it just look like it?
That's the idea. These are all the things that can you turn on certain genes to make the old cell behave as though it was young again. And the idea, if you can make it think it's young again, is then you can rejuvenate cells. In this case, they're testing treatment for a certain form of glaucoma. Glaucoma is an eye disease that can cause blindness. And so if they can rejuvenate the optic nerve cells, then that could actually help grow and form healthier cells, regenerate the neurons, because these neurons aren't normally capable of regeneration. So that's the idea. Can we trick it and then nudge it, think that the restorative features of the young cells, and then, but not too far back. Like you don't want to push it back to where it doesn't know what kind of cell it should be, right? Because that's the beginning of our cells. They were, they didn't know what they were, and then they get signals, and okay, I'm an eye cell, I'm a nerve cell, optic nerve cell. So you're playing in that sweet spot where you want it younger so that it's healthy and rejuvenating and regenerating, but not too far back. So
yeah, you want a 15 to 20 year gap.
Sure. And so go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, I'd like a lot of my cells to do that.
Yeah, that was something. So we touched on this in another mini, is that they're using a virus that's been used in gene therapy. I forget which study we talked about where they used a virus system to put in these 3 reprogramming genes into the retinal cells, and that would then kind of function. And what they've added a safety feature that the genes are only switched on when the participant takes an antibiotic. And so if the antibiotic is stopped, then the genes all switch off. And so it's this little control that they have built in. And to your point, Georgia, that was something that came up in this article, was that when you're modifying cells, are they truly younger? And can they be reprogrammed to enhance longevity? Is also a larger question. So these are, and I think, Nick, you were touching on that also, that they don't know. And then this is just focused on the eye. So also, you don't want to get too ahead, right? Because if things like this, if it doesn't work, then that could freak people out. And then research dries up, or money, because he goes, well, that was it didn't work out. And if it works really well, then people can get really crazy and go, oh, can we do this for the whole body and this tissue? So I think there's some measured optimism, and I think they're trying to expand it to like 12 people.
So really getting a cool episode to do. Go on.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I can already think of a few movies that are in this vein.
Yep. Aging in general is really fascinating. And I know we've talked about telomere length and other episodes has come up. So yeah. So as season 4, I think we've been teasing it. We're starting to think about it, and
we're thinking about recording it.
Yes, we're thinking about a season 4 now. There'll be, pretty sure there'll be a season 4. So
I think we were already greenlit, right?
That's right.
Didn't shut us down yet.
We got it. We're there. So yeah. So those are my 3 science holes. I think they were really cool, and they were relevant to the episode, which sometimes doesn't always happen, but yeah. Yep. So cool.
Yeah.
All right.
What kind of media have you guys been consuming lately?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I have a plethora of to-be-read books now. Yeah. And I'm super excited because one of my all-time favorite books is We Were Liars. I know I've brought it up before. And We Were Liars came out about 10 years ago, and I read it then. And then there's the Prime TV series, and I loved it so much. I just love it. So I got to meet E. Lockhart at ALA, and I got an advanced copy of her new book that's in the same kind of universe. So I was trying to start reading it last night, but I was so tired. I did fall asleep because I was just so tired. But I'm excited about getting to read that. It's called The Pools. And yeah.
Very cool.
We finished watching Widow's Bay, so that was really...
That's so good.
I don't think
Wait, how many episodes are there for that?
8, I think.
8?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Then I as well finished it.
Yeah.
But you didn't realize it was
It's like...
You didn't realize it was the finale of
it felt like it could keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Well, I really hope they...
Yeah.
I can't remember. Did I read that they sure
I think
have...
season 2 is greenlit, so I think that's happening.
Oh, wait.
Nice.
There's 10 episodes.
Oh,
Not
is there
8.
10? Okay, sorry. We watched all of them. I thought there was 8.
Oh. Then I lied. I have 2 episodes left.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
why it felt like it felt like there was a solid conclusion, but it felt like they could keep going on with the story.
Right. You could really feel like it could keep going, but it also gets pretty...
Like, I figured it was going to be like, that's where season 2 would be picked up, like it felt like, all right, this is your end.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. The other thing we finished watching was Spider Noir. So that
my gosh, it's so good. I can't even tell you how good I think it is.
I have not finished it.
Yeah, it was good. I think
Are you enjoying it?
Yes and no. Like, it's good. It's not my favorite. I would grade it as good.
Is that because, I think maybe because I almost don't even think of it as Spider-Man. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, of its own thing, I think it's really good. And I love Nicolas Cage's performance. And I really love the filming of it. And I like the story. But I have to remind myself that it's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I keep wanting more of a Spider-Man. And it's just like, I don't know. I'm going to finish it. I just haven't.
And I didn't read that comic line, so it was...
Really?
I think one of the jarring things is that if you know the Spider-Man story, and some of them, there's a couple different universes, but they all have similar parallels. But the noir storyline was it's so different than the traditional how Spider-Man became Spider-Man, and then some of the villains, how they became who they are. So yeah, that was fascinating. So I think that's where you get that. Is this really a Spider-Man or just kind of another superhero movie?
Right.
So it sort of feels like a knockoff.
Right. Exactly.
I mean,
yes.
I guess
that's a good way to put
everything on it looks great and it feels
it's
great.
A good story too. I mean, it's if you called it anything else, you would be like, oh, that's a great superhero story, but it's like Spider-Man, right? It's like,
Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. I didn't read the comics at all either. So it's like, do you feel like the comics of the Spider Noir gave you more Spider-Man?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah.
And Georgia, I think you would enjoy those ones. I don't know why.
Yeah, I have to check those out.
I guarantee at your local library, they'll have them.
Yeah, right.
In a nice collection book.
Yeah.
I will have to check that out. Yes. Maybe, or even on Hoopla, probably.
Oh, and Hoopla definitely probably has it. Yeah, they have a lot of that stuff. Yeah. Speaking of books, I did read Wrong Place, Wrong Time. It was a really good thriller. A little bit of time displacement. It had this kind of a sci-fi-ish element to it, but it was really well done. It was a good book. So Gillian McAllister is the author. So, yep. But
yeah, and then kind of to that point was I did read a little bit of that book, and I just wasn't in the right headspace to read it because she deals with It's a mother dealing with her teenage son. And I think it was just like in that way, just a little too hard for me to read it. Which is kind of like a play on words. It was the wrong time to read
Wrong
it.
time,
yep. So.
Cool. How about you, Nick? What have you been up to? Watching, listening, playing?
I have recently beaten the latest Resident Evil game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the ending wasn't trusting itself enough to do what it wanted to do. And so I think they held back on that.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was a great game.
Cool.
But yeah. I just don't want to spoil the game.
Right.
You know, I don't know. Someone out there might be trying to play it still.
Playing it in the middle of it. Right, Nick, offline if you want more. But
yeah, finished that. And then we've been watching After Party on Apple TV. We enjoyed that one. It was a good murder mystery. Kind of always feels like the game Clue, but yeah, they I haven't started season 2 yet, but season 1 is, that was good. I think we're gonna start season 2 soon because it's already available. Might as well. But I really haven't been doing much. Been trying to do some new work on things. So if I can get it to work out the way I want it to, I'll bring more information about it.
Nice. Sounds good. I know, right? Little teaser. Cool.
Yeah. All right.
Mention a few things. One, I will be at Shore Leave 46Con in Lancaster, PA, July 10th to the 12th. So come out if you are in that area and say hi. I'm giving a talk on what electron microscopy and cell biology can teach us about zombies. So something to come in here.
Did you see what I sent you about zombies on Instagram? You might need to watch that before going there. Just for you.
Okay. I'll check it out, see what you sent me. So yeah, that's going on. And then don't forget, if you haven't already, Georgia and Jim Sergey, they have a noir calendar coming out. Pre-orders are up. We'll get the link as in the newsletter, but yeah, you can find that. It's going to be really nice. Speaking of noir.
How much are those pre-orders?
Oh, they're only $15.
$15.
Wow. $15.
You get 12 months of...
It's a wall calendar to put on your wall. It's like full of art and...
You can see all the hottest artists.
Yep.
Well, just the two of us artwork, but...
Okay, maybe I was wrong. You get just two of them.
Cool. All right. Well, thought I'd just mention some of the stuff we're up to. And Nick's got a secret project. Maybe he'll be announcing that. So,
yeah, hopefully soon.
Coolio.
But cool.
All right. Well, I think that's a wrapper.
All right.
You got Joe?
You do have you. No one's here, so I just feel like I'm floating in the ether. Yes, you have me, Joe.
You got Nick.
You do have Nick.
Georgia.
And we went down some holes.
Some many holes. Stay safe. Don't lick rocks. Stay curious.
Or sand.
Bye.
Stay curious. Love y'all.